Robbie, I'd certainly give it to you if you'd like to talk about your work so far within this organization.
Oh,
or
certainly.
Within the committee, I should say.
Certainly. It's just part of the natural evolution of hierarchic organizations to go this way. You can only have, most counties, most government organizations are built on hierarchic type things where you have departments and heads of departments and so on, and after a while you get silos, and after a while the communication becomes, let's just say, a little framed in legacy decisions. And there are times when there are changes in policy, changes in leaders, where you really want a more open form of communication. And so the way to get that is to sometimes mix things around just a little bit to make sure that communications are running more effectively and efficiently. But the thing that I am so impressed by with the work of the committee, not just me, but the work of others on the committee, is their willingness to put forth ideas that go beyond preserving their own silos. I mean, nobody wants their ox to be gored in a reorganization. I've had reorganizations done to me, and I have done reorganizations where it's personal. I mean, human beings worry about being functionally demoted. I mean, it's fun to answer to your favorite commissioner, right? But commissioners in our group change functional areas. How often, Cory?
Oh, about every year.
Yeah, and when you think about the department, I mean, can you imagine? I'm going to let Cory explain this part. That is probably, you know, and Gretchen just asked the question, can I ask, why are you doing this?
Yeah, well, what Robbie's referring to is that every year we undergo a committee examination at the start of the year. It's really just, okay, I've been doing this, I'd like to do this now, right? I've dabbled in that, and I'm going to dabble in something else. And let's be honest, as commissioners, we're an inch deep and a mile wide. And I'll be the first to say that. We cannot be subject matter experts in everything that we do. And it takes a whole lot of calories at the beginning of each year to get spun up, and throughout that year and throughout the next year. Now, we can certainly advise, but as Robbie points out, and very accurately, we have to undergo a change periodically to not only keep, I think, perspectives fresh on these various issues, but also allow this work to be done, perhaps by a commissioner who could do a better job. I recognize some of my weaknesses and some of my policy strengths in terms of those issues which I staunchly support and those that I don't. But if I get, for example, homelessness, right? When I came in, I'll be honest, I'm like, I got a great idea, and it's ship them all to the west side. And now I've had, I think, a real understanding about the challenges with this, because that was one of the first committees that I took on with homelessness and affordable housing. It's not just about those who you see, it's about those who are almost there, and how do we get them from not getting there? One of the programs which I'm proud of within our county, which is funded by the county, is senior rent. Those folks who've spent their entire careers, I think, filling roles within our community, they can recognize this person. They're there every day. That first, they check out your groceries, or have those careers which are solid middle class, or at least one time were solid middle class, and now everything seems to be going through an eclipse in terms of wages. But those folks now, we're trying to build a program where and I'm not doing policy puffing here, I'm just saying, this is an example of something that we're trying to build a program where those folks can continue to be housed throughout their lifetime. I had to go through a transformation there, but that was because I took that on. Now, if I would have just given it to the expert, I would have never had the opportunity to be able to change that. That being said, I had to get spun up on that. It took time, it took effort. We go through this with every one of our committees every year, and some of them take more than others. So, yes, your commissioners are not experts on everything. Those that tell you they are, they're not being truthful, I'll tell you. But I don't think any commissioner here will tell you that. We want to have the smartest people around us, advising us, helping us make these decisions. So this is why we are taking on this challenge.